Kirsty Coventry shattered the International Olympic Committee's glass ceiling on Thursday, March 20th, making history as the organization's first female and first African president in its 130-year history.
Thank you. Good to see you all. It is United Nations International Day of Happiness today, in case you didn't know. Which seems
in terms of the significance of being the first woman, being the first African, I have to say that there have been incredible women that have come before me. One of them sitting in the room today, which I might get a little emotional about, with Anita de France, a huge inspiration to me and to many women. And I was just really proud that I could make her proud. She was the first woman to run for this position. And like I said, she inspired me. She's been a huge mentor of mine since I came into the movement in 2013. And yeah, it is significant. I think it will take a little bit of time to truly set in. But women like her paved the way for women like me, and I want to pave the way for younger generation, especially because I have 2 young daughters. Thank you.
Correct. And as a woman, I'm doubly happy. How do you feel that your election took place in Greece, the country that gave birth to the Olympic Games?
In terms of your first question, when it comes to the USA and LA, I have been dealing with, let's say, difficult men in high positions since I was 20 years old. And first and foremost, what I have learned is that communication will be key. That is something that will happen early on. And my firm belief is that President Trump is a huge lover of sports. He will want these games to be significant. He will want them to be a success. And we will not waver from our values and our values of solidarity and ensuring every athlete that qualifies for the Olympic Games has the possibility to attend the Olympic Games and be safe during the Olympic Games.
okay, gentleman here.
Mr. Bach navigated the IOC through some very difficult times with COVID-19 pandemic, global tensions.
So in terms of Donald Trump, again, it's going to take communication. As I just said, we're going to create a task force that's going to look at the transgender issue and the protection of the female category. And once we've made the decision collectively as the IOC with the international federations, that decision will be made very clear, and we won't move from that decision.
Okay, and Russia.
Well, again, I believe at the end of the day we need to do anything and everything to protect and support athletes from all conflict areas. We have numerous conflicts and a number of them happening on my continent. So, again, we need to sit down as the Olympic movement and have a very serious conversation around how are we going to deal with more and more conflicts and how are we going to protect and support athletes that are coming from these conflict areas.
Okay, gentleman there, and then we're going to go to
support role he plays with your 2 young daughters while you travel all corners of the globe. And a little bit more about your time in the U.S.
I have answered the question many times in the last few months, but my stance is that we will protect the female category and female athletes. I want to work together with the international federations. I want the IOC to take a little bit more of a leading role. And we're going to do that by setting up a workforce, a task force that will look and analyze everything. We don't need to redo the work. The IFs have done the work. But we are going to bring everyone together, sit down, and have a little bit more unity in the discussion.
Okay, yep, lady there.
Congratulations. You've obviously had a huge amount of support from female IOC members, possibly Nita Ambani. Do you agree that now...
In terms of my country, I chose to want to try and create change from the inside. It gets criticized, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, I don't think you can stand on the sidelines and scream and shout for change. I believe you have to be seated at the table to try and create it.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
Thank you, Mark. Congratulations, Kirsty. When Thomas Bach was elected...
But this honor that I've been given to serve our movement is going to allow for us to have a greater reach into new regions, but also to shine a light onto new regions. And this is part of the uniqueness of the Olympic movement, the diversity that we all have. And I truly believe that this decision today is showing that universality and that globalness of our movement.
From an interview we've just done not long ago, when you said that you had to grow a thick skin sometimes. Thank you.
Looking ahead, Coventry also articulated her vision for the IOC to take a more prominent role in addressing the complex and evolving issues surrounding transgender athletes in sport.